All right. Yeah. Moving on. Entertainment. Here we go. June 24th, we had a headline. So this is a little bit broken news for by the time this episode comes out. But if you hadn't heard already, Harrison Ford, who is a national treasure, he sustained an injury on set while making Indiana Jones 5. So apparently what happened, according to this, I think this was a Deadspin article that I found this on. During rehearsals on the long-awaited sequel, the archaeologists damaged his shoulder while practicing a fight sequence. Despite these physical setbacks, Ford is recovering and it appears the movie production will carry on in his absence. Quote from... Oh, yeah, it was from Deadline. Quote from a Disney representative was this: "In the course of rehearsing for a fight scene, Harrison Ford sustained an injury involving his shoulder." Gee, I wonder what Indiana Jones was doing to injure his shoulder. 70
Yeah, anything. I'm like, dude, didn't you just hurt yourself on Star Wars like 4 years ago? You broke your foot.
Broke his foot.
Like,
yeah.
dude, do you know how many stunt doubles they have out there that are big guys that they can get to look like? Stop it. You're going to die.
But honestly, Harrison Ford using a stunt double to crack the whip, I mean, people are going to cry foul once they see that touchdown in CG post.
That's true.
So, I mean, here's the thing. Are you interested in Indiana Jones at all? Have you followed that series?
I watched Temple of Doom for the first time ever, like last year.
Wow, really? Okay.
I don't like Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Yeah, mini rant. I mean,
that hurts.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
what don't you like about Harrison Ford?
There's like this obsession with Indiana Jones. And for me, it's like, yeah, he's Han Solo, of course. But just to know that he doesn't like Star Wars kind of ruins Han Solo a little bit for me. And to know that like he would rather do this thing, you know, be Indiana Jones. It's like Harrison, did you see the skull one? It's like, nah, man, we're doing another one. It's like, okay, whatever. You know, there's a Bethesda game coming out for Harrison Ford. I just don't get it. I don't care that much. And that maybe that's why I'm somewhat lukewarm at times on Uncharted. Is like, oh yeah, it's like Indiana Jones. And I'm like, okay.
And you just never connected.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Nathan Drake is slightly more annoying, in my opinion, than Indiana Jones. But at least Indiana Jones is like a professor, you know, and like is smart. You know, Nathan Drake is just a guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't hate it. I'm indifferent. I just don't care that much.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's your right. But I mean, I grew up with the guy.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong.
So, I mean, that's why I bring this up.
Okay, boomer.
It's a major franchise.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I'll bring this up. But here's the thing. I did grow up with the guy. And watching him in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, you could already... I forget how old he was when that movie was made. He's
like 60-something.
3, something like that. And it was like, okay, this...
9.
And sadly, if that's the movie he had to go out on, so be it. He's 60-something years old. Now here he is in his 70s, and he hurts his shoulder cracking the whip. I mean, that should tell you something, I would think. and yeah, so while on the one hand, I'm interested to see what they do with this movie. On the other hand, it's like, I hope they don't do too much with him. They may break the guy. So
that's what I'm saying. He's going to die. Well, and hot take. Everyone always cries foul on Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. I made a joke. It's like, did you see it? And I only made that joke because I know it's widely hated by Indiana Jones fans. As someone who had never seen an Indiana Jones movie in my entire life.
Look, I will say this. As an Indiana Jones fan, I kind of like the movie.
Dude, I liked it whenever I saw it back then too. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, I've only maybe watched it maybe one other time, but I never once thought like, oh, this is so stupid. You know what I did think was stupid? The Temple of Doom. I was like, I would rather watch the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
And that is the weirdest thing is it basically with the hardcore Indiana Jones fans, not Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Temple of Doom is widely, that is the Empire Strikes Back of the original trilogy for most fans, and I don't see it. Temple of Doom is just not my cup of tea. I just don't. I don't want all of that. Raiders of the Lost Ark, fantastic film. It's a classic. Okay. Man, I'm feeling like I'm hearing one of the next projects for the other side of things. Okay. All right. I'll let y'all do that. I want to be involved. What was the third one? Last Crusade. Last Crusade was kind of hit me right in my wheelhouse because I was 12, 13 when it came out. Back in 89, 90, whenever that was. And yeah, it just hit me just right.
That's the one with Data, right? Data's in that movie, right? And Sean Connery?
Sean Connery, yes. Data?
Yeah, Data from the Goonies. Booty Traps. That kid's in it. He's in that movie, Last Crusade.
No, he's in Temple of Doom.
He's in Temple of Doom. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't like Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've never seen Temple of Doom.
Okay.
So
all right, so I'm still a little confused. That's nothing.
It's fine.
That's
there's a lot of people in their car right now driving, being like, "This freaking kid, he needs to be fired." Hey, Brandon. Well, Brandon Adkins, if you're listening to this, in your face, dude. I'm sure you're pissed.
Hey, Brandon. Anyway, so Last Crusade, that one hit me in my wheelhouse. I really like that one. That one got panned by a lot of Indiana Jones fans. It's like the first two movies just really jazzed that whole fandom. And then the last two movies that have come out have been largely hated, but I've enjoyed them. I mean, there's that element of you have to suspend disbelief, turn off your brain a little bit, especially with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But if you do that, it's there. It's Indiana Jones. Yeah. And yeah. So I will watch 5 when it comes out.
Yeah, I'll definitely go I will definitely go and watch it for show. Yeah. Well, whatever possessed you to check out any of the content that you saw today, I just want to say thank you so much for doing so. If you check the description down below, you'll see that there's a variety of different projects that I'm associated with. This is Wannabe Critic Productions after all. So I just wanted to say, if you enjoyed what you saw today, consider giving some of those other projects a chance as well. There's a lot of stuff that I'm a part of that that I do. If you were here for me or for someone else that you saw today, again, just thank you for checking it out, and I hope to see you again. But until next time, I'm Gabriel Fast, and I'll always be the Wannabe Critic.